Oh no, sorry mate. No worries.
Last minute.
Done good.
Yes, lads, we're going to bring it. How you doing? Is the iPad there?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. Finn. Josh, when Ben Rojo comes out the toilet, tell him the iPad's there.
Well, good evening everybody and welcome along to this My Albion TV live stream for you on this Friday night. It's PL2 action for Shannon Ruth's side, and Aston Villa have made the trip down from the Midlands. If you're watching this, I imagine you're probably quite pleased that you're watching for somewhere warm and dry as the miserable weather of this week continues. No doubt you'll be able to pick that up on our microphones here this evening. So then, Seagulls will be looking to continue building some decent home form in the PL2. Apart from the season opener, they're unbeaten at home in the league. And as for tonight's visitors, Aston Villa, well, perhaps a slightly unknown quantity in that they haven't played a league game for well over a month, with their game against Nottingham Forest last month postponed. They've been in EFL trophy action since, though. That was still well over 3 weeks ago. So then, Jakub Moder is in from the start again as he continues his recovery from that very serious knee injury which has kept him out for so long, over 18 months. He's one of 4 changes from the Arsenal defeat as Rory McConville, Noel Atom, Jake Slater and Sami Shishane come in from the start. The latter takes the captain's armband from Jack Hinchy, who drops to the bench. As for Inigo Idiake's Villa, they make 1 change less from their EFL trophy defeat at Charlton last month, with James Wright back in goal, Omari Kellyman and Jaden Barber, we imagine, both linking up on the right. So not long to go then. Referee this evening is Paul Johnson, alongside his assistants there, Steve Scott and Peter Lowe. And we're fortunate at the moment, we do have a rare lull, as I say, in those heavy showers that have been frequent in the build-up to kick-off. Probably see there that the glisten on top of the grass, very moist. Still surface looking very slick as Sami Shishane with a high five with his opposite number, Tommy O'Reilly, the captain for Aston Villa. And so a few minutes after 7 tonight we'll be kicking off. Change of ends. So another chance tonight to see Jakub Moder in action. He made his return from that knee injury in the PL2 last weekend, playing half an hour from the start. Over 18 months out with that injury, former Lech Poznan player. He'll be lining up alongside of Sami Shishane, who's captain for the night. The 2 you'd imagine holding slightly deeper, in behind Nielsen and Slater on either flank, and then a front 3 of Luca Barrington, Benicio Baker, Boerty and Mark O'Marney, who'll be at the very front of those 3. And already you can see there the spray splashing up behind the ball as it rolls across the pitch. What an early stumble in there for Teddy Rowe, but does well to recover and find Tim Irobenham. Irobenham, who's been on the fringes of the Aston Villa first team under Unai Emery, one of the more experienced in the Aston Villa side, England under-20 international. Good early pressure here from the Seagulls, just trying to continue the press, and they do overturn possession. Good link-up play on that far side between Rory McConville and Kasper Nielsen for the first time. You see there Kellyman and Moore, the number 9 and number 10 are the ones just trying their best not to be goaded in too early. This is the Germany under-17 international Noel Atom, who signed from RB Leipzig last year. He then brings into play Kavanagh. Is there a bit too much on that ball forward for Barrington? There is on this occasion, so out for the throw, but a good chance for those in blue and white just to pen back Aston Villa. Not too much movement around the throw and taker. Eventually the captain obliges. Stumbles at first, but does well to get something clear. But Brighton, so many blue and white shirts over there, they managed to win it back. That is Jakub Moder just skipping away from the challenge of Irobanum, trying to bring Nielsen into play. A little bit scrappy over there, but the Albion do win a free kick in a pretty good position. Moder at the heart of the good work alongside of Nielsen. And just good to see Jakub Moder, who of course will be the most experienced today, 24-year-old, one of the overage players tonight. 2 starts in a row in the PL2. But just over a couple of minutes played, a decent chance to send the delivery in from that far side. Delivery isn't too bad at all. Well, Aston was up there and he'll give chase to try and put some pressure on the clearance. Nodded back in by Baker Boerty. Not exactly where Barrington intended, but the Seagulls do still hang on to it. And again at walking pace, and again Kellyman and Moore, the first line of defence as it's played out to Slater on this near side. Good work from Baker Boerty as well. Good signs of strength, and then the ball from Moder into Slater is pretty good. Sent into the box, Nielsen trying to get the better of Ben Crisane. Well, most of the possession so far in the Aston Villa half, and the Seagulls capitalise early on. Aston now, all those blue and white shirts, the outfield players in the Villa half. The imposing Aston plays it down for Slater. Does incredibly well to keep it in and dig out the cross. Shishane. Forward it goes then to Nielsen. At the moment, just can't pull the trigger, the Seagulls. Shishane does well as he retreats, and well, early on Aston Villa more than happy just to bed in. Aston with space to run into and again link up with Slater. Baker Boerty is the option, moving it quickly here. And a good Cruyff / Gross turn there from Shishane. Good work from Slater in his first season with the Seagulls after his summer move from Preston North End. Couple of starts for him, this is 3rd tonight. Signed with Preston at under-12s, the full-back. Did make 3 senior appearances as well. Good early start for him tonight. And it goes from the corner. Again, Villa do well just to get a clearance away, but it was only as far as Nielsen. And now Shishane with time to look up to this near flank. And look at the space that's been afforded to Baker Boerty here. Looking for the return pass from Moder. That's a neat ball through. But Wright was alert to it and able to claim down low to his right. We're trying to get going quickly, and Omani almost forced the error there. Kavanagh back from Atom. And then just out towards the Aston Villa player on this near side, who nods it back in field. Well, Shishane going down, looking at the referee, but play goes on here. This is more. First time we've seen Aston Villa in this kind of position. Low in from O'Reilly, spilled by Cahill, away by Atom. Well, he does enough to prevent it going into the back of the net, but he does spill it there, Cahill. A good breakaway for the first time tonight from Aston Villa. They do still have this throw-in on the near side, with Jaden Barber will take one of the 3 changes to their defeat away at Charlton in early October. Back in now to Kellyman, another of those changes. Bit of space on the edge of the box here for O'Reilly. Feigns to shoot and now does. Slams it high over the bar. It was a neat breakaway from Moore, feeds it into O'Reilly on the angle, and forces it in towards Cahill, who can't get everything behind it. Aston was close by though. This is Kavanagh, digs one out to that far side. Good first touch with his thigh there from Casper Nielsen, and now McConville can roll it infield to Kavanagh again. This time spraying it out to the near side. Good work from Kavanagh. Slater just pops it up there, not sure if it was intentional, but still going. Kaboety then in a bit of a tussle there with Rowe. Now, I think the decision is that it will be another Brighton corner, so excellent tenacity there from Benicio Baker-Boatty and initially Slater again. Baker-Boatty is the short option here. See those 2 Villa players on the edge of the box, just waiting to see if the Seagulls do go short from this one. They don't. Another good-looking delivery, but another clearance away as far as Baker-Boatty, who only has eyes for the area. Spotted by Teddy Rowe, gets his body in the way. Kavanagh looking left and right again, but goes centrally into Barrington. Was looking for the first time layoff. Riley was alert to the danger and wins it back for the Villains. More calm work in there, this time from McConville to nod it back into Cahill. So approaching 10 minutes played, if you're just joining us, goalless here. Seagulls seeing much more of the ball than the opponents, who've been happy to do exactly this, just drop off, try and stay disciplined off the ball. The Albion looking lively on both flanks. Slater full back on this near side and Nielsen full back on the right side, although they may well be more just out and out wingers, with the 3 at the back in Noel Atom, Rory McConville and Kavanagh. Well, one back there again by Robenham. Space in the middle is Kellyman, but still going here. Robenham looking towards Kellyman. Also out on this near side was Richards, but he couldn't find him. And again, stretching Barrington. Just crosswise there with Baker-Boatty because he was in space to his left. Just misses out on the ball to potentially they had the man over there as well, the Seagulls. So it's time now for Aston Villa just to try and slow it down and dictate play. Clipped forwards by Wright.
Stay there, Rico, stay there and jump here. Center back, eh? Stay there, you go there, stay with John. John, 11, guys, go there. Rico, ready. Good.
Just waiting for the movement ahead of them, and Barrington is there to latch onto that. Again, the Seagulls pour forward. Benito Baker-Boatty making the run ahead of Slater. 11 on 11. And then the ball whipped across the 6-yard box. Nielsen looking to apply the finish. Really good delivery, low delivery in from Baker-Boatty. Nielsen just couldn't quite get there. Again, it's Atom who sprays it out to Slater. Baker-Boatty on his bike again, looking in the middle. Gets to the byline. That's a good ball across, just ahead of Omani. And then Nielsen. Villa go short again. This is Rowe under pressure from Moder. Good pressure from Moder. Barrington Shishane will have a go. Oh, and it's gone in. Excellent start to the night. Great build-up play, great goal from the Seagulls. It's the skipper for the night, Sammy Shishane, who poses for the cameraman. And so they should. Look at Moder diving in there, but fairly. Good juggling from Barrington, and then lays it on a plate for Shishane, who places it into the left corner there. Great goal from the Seagulls. And you do have to say, deservedly so. They've been the ones knocking on the door, asking all the questions. 12 minutes played, Brighton 1, Villa 0. Well, it's his third of the season, Shishane. He's in pretty good goal-scoring form from midfield. He started every PL2 game except last weekend's defeat away to Arsenal. Back in the starting lineup tonight, back with a goal. His third of the season. And now the focus switches toward how Aston Villa can react, because before the goal they were more than happy to sit in deep. Just one breakaway where they looked threatening over on that far side, which led to the O'Reilly shot on the angle, but despite the spill, Cahill always looked to have it covered. Other than that, it's been the Seagulls who've been looking to break quicker as soon as they win back possession. Great sliding challenge there from Nielsen to win it back. And Kavanagh once more with time to look right, left, down the middle, assess his options. Moore and Kellyman again, the furthest forward for tonight's visitors. Shishane up to Barrington, back to goal, surrounded by three in claret and blue though. And they win it back. So now a chance for the Seagulls to remain patient, just wait for the error to win it back, or perhaps force the error. Omani it is doing the chasing there, right outside of his area. Omani was quickly on the scene. Baker Boerty now is the one trying to get it off Irobenham. But they do well to shift it over to that far side, Aston Villa. This is Feeney, out now to Rowe. Back to Josh Feeney, the England under-18 international, who will have spent some time alongside of Jack Hinchelwood in the England youth international camps. As Moder goes back in to help out. He's looked sharp tonight, Jakub Moder, so far. Decent defensively, played a big part in the goal. Number of other moves forward for the Seagulls under-21s tonight so far. Irobenham in a battle there with Baker Boerty. The former coming out on top. Pressing forward now is Chrisane. First time really tonight, quarter of an hour played. Brighton just backing off. Just joining us, Sammy Shishane, giving the Seagulls the lead. Just over 10 minutes played. Down the line again is Chrisane, faced up by the captain and goal scorer Shishane. In towards Kellyman. This might fall now to Barber, but it's good work from the Brighton defence to clear as far as Rowe. Just edging deeper and deeper here, Shannon Ruth's side. Hussein again. Boy, Robenham wasn't ready for that, and Brighton may profit. Baker Boerty. Over on the far side is Barrington, who picks it up now. Omani wants it in the middle. Omani! Oh, great stop that from Wright. It had to be, that was going in. Well, they're so close to punishing Villa there. Robenham just switched off. The break was good and forces a really good save from Wright. Glorious chance to double their lead here at the American Express Elite Football Performance Centre. And as I say, touching wood, tempted fate, no rain since kickoff, plenty before kickoff tonight, as you can see from the spray that comes up behind the ball as it rolls across the turf. But as yet, no rain, fortunately. Everything crossed, like I say, as Slater plays it into Barber. Well, let's look at this break again. Barrington able to float it over to Omani, does the right thing, meets it with the side of his foot first time. Looks like it may have gone straight into the face of James Wright there. But here go the Seagulls once more. Omani, maybe he'll try and turn provider here for Barrington and return the favour. Tempted to get the ball across. Going to stand firm at the expense of a corner. Well, if the Albion can find another one here, they'll feel as though the floodgates could well and truly open for a big scoreline, confidence-boosting scoreline. In towards that front post then. Closest to it was McConville. They'll get another chance here. Played in, but Barrington couldn't see anything on at that point, so sensibly back into Kavanagh. Once again at walking pace, once again all the Seagull shirts outfield in the Villa half. Atom. Barber doing the chasing on this near side. Kellyman takes over, but Baker Boerty remains composed. And Seagulls shift it from left to right. McConville now. Atom. Layoff is good again from Moder. Another few neat touches from the Poland international. It may lead to another decent chance here. Moder again. That's a good ball to pick out Baker Boerty. Back to goal is Omani. The offside flag is up on that far side. Once again, more danger signs though for Villa. Seagulls linking up really well around the edge of Aston Villa's area. There are a few other games kicking off at 7 this evening. We'll try to keep you up to date with as many of those as possible, but any big chances we'll cut back to as Atom plays it back into Cahill. As it stands, the Albion would jump up to 4th in the PL2. The league leaders Tottenham, currently 2 goals to the good at home. Nielsen gives chase, but Hussein was always going to get there first. Now this is where Villa need to be careful. This time it's a decent enough clearance, but his outfield playmates don't do too well to hang on to it. And give it away again. Moder. Just a couple of claret and blue shirts around him, converging on him, so they do lose out. That's a late challenge from Hussein. Advantage played by Paul Johnson. Robenham now looking to make up for his error that led to the goal. And it goes to Kellyman, brought down. Moder, as he was looking to retreat there, just brings down Amari Kellyman.
Well done, team, well done! Jayden, come here, quick, come on, quick.
So a good chance from the set piece here then. And it's Teddy Rowe who is stood over it. No goals for him yet this season. And he's the only candidate here to have a go at Cahill's goal. He does, and Cahill with an excellent save to his right. That would have been swirling through the air. Gets two firm hands to it. Again, not many occasions where the Seagulls have been penned in there. Here we see it again. Strikes it well enough, does Rowe, but well watched by Killian Cahill. Good work battling away there by Shishane, and now Moder draws the foul. Kavanagh with more time again just to consider his move forward, and Conville with the similar amount of time on the ball. Villa just not looking to overcommit in those kind of areas and wait for that kind of an error. Irovenham able to telegraph that one. And then O'Reilly duels over there with Nielsen. Nielsen coming out on top this time, midway through the first half. Brighton Hove Albion under 21s 1, Aston Villa under 21s 0. Goal coming from Sami Shishane. Finished off a really good move on the edge of the area.
Go!
Baker Boaty does well to get his body ahead of Reynolds there. Still going, Baker Boaty, trying to cut it back towards Omani perhaps. It's Richards who was the one giving chase. Again though, Omani this time does well to win it back high up in the Villa half. Baker Boaty again. Afforded a fair amount of time again. Moder goes infield to Kavanagh. Aston Villa just inviting the Albion forward here. And then pinged out to this near side for Slater. Good forward ball to Baker Boaty. The ball fizzed in towards the edge of the area, and then Moder has a crack. Drags it wide. Good idea to hit it first time from Jakub Moder, who's looked really bright in this opening 25 minutes. His second start in the PL2 over the last fortnight, as he continues his rehab from that knee injury that's kept him out for over 18 months. And again, Seagulls looking to get on the front foot immediately. Barrington looks towards the area. Wright able to claim that one above his head. Seagulls can keep doing that though. You do imagine they may be able to knock in a few more, but as it is still just the goal advantage. Oh, and Richards on this near side got ahead of Atom there, and Atom just drags Richards back. And it is the first yellow of the evening for Noel Atom. Well, I have to say, it was fairly clear cut. You could see the tug on the Aston Villa player's shirt. So this is Rowe to deliver. High one towards the back post, and Cahill does hang on to it. Looks like it may have slipped out of his hands for a second or two, but gets it as it drops down. And then yet another stroll forward here for Lee Kavanagh.
Yes, Tommy, you're ready there as well. Go, Tommy. Go, go.
And now they press on.
Go.
Cahill. First touch wasn't the best, so forced out, but no nonsense is always better than conceding. So out for the Villa throw on this near side. Barber into Richards. That's a good ball infield to Rowe, helped on again by Arobenham. Pressing forward there was Smith. Skipper O'Reilly now. Better spell of possession for Aston Villa. Crucially in the Brighton half. What will they be able to conjure up in terms of efforts on goal at the end of this move? They still have it on that far side, and now played back into Smith. O'Reilly looking to turn, but McConville is having none of it. It's not McConville though, it's Shishane who's gone down. But he has given away the free kick. Well, 6 and 2 threes for want of a better cliche. Both of them giving as good as they got there in that battle, but referee Paul Johnson judged that it was Shishane who was the offender. And another set piece from a good position on that left inside channel over there. As you can see, the Seagulls trying to keep the line from an offside perspective right on the edge of the area. Swung in towards that back post, and Moore was there. Can't apply enough of a touch.
Murray, go there.
It was an Aston Villa player.
Go there.
Maybe got something on it, or may have just gone all the way through without a touch for a Brighton goal kick. But certainly it was Moore who rose highest for Aston Villa there.
Yes, go, Josh.
Go is the cry from the near side for the press. Shishane into McConville. That's the first time we've seen that immediately from the Brighton short goal kick. But they've opened up the gap ahead of them. Barrington now. And it'll be another Brighton corner. Well, another seriously impressive breakaway. Sharpish there from the Seagulls. No sooner than they were penned in were they breaking forward quickly. And it's led to this corner over on that far side. Baker Boatty is over it. The short option is Barrington. Baker Boatty it is though. Doesn't get past the first man in Smith. So Nielsen will side foot this one back into Slater. It's Baker Boatty who just stayed over on that far side after taking the set piece, waiting for the right moment to drift back over to this near side. Instead it was scooped forward for Nielsen to try and get on the end of.
Omani, get out! Yes, Tommy! Rico, go there. Go now.
Shane exchanges a pass there with Moder. They manage to find the space on this near side. Barrington looks to have just switched with Baker Boerty, who stayed out on the right wing. McConville finds Nielsen. Baker Boerty has made the run. Shishane's an option as well. And with just over half an hour played, the Seagulls always seem to have an option on, even when they're far up the pitch in the Villa half. Omani dropping deep this time. First touch just showed a little bit too much of it to the Villa defence. Scooped forward by Wright, who, don't forget, made that excellent save against Omani. That would have been 2-0. But a really good block from the Aston Villa stopper.
Rico, ready? Omani, when you ready? Ready, go! Go!
Again, you hear the cry of go on this near side from the visiting bench. They're just trying to time their press effectively as Nielsen finds a way out to Baker Boerty. First time we've seen him over on that far side with time to run at the Villa fullback. Nielsen takes over, and another Brighton corner. Well, you can tell we're closing in on Bonfire Night, and on Bonfire Night, Brighton will be hosting Manchester United in the WSL. So one to look out for in a couple of days' time. Referee just wanted a word with Lee Kavanagh there, but seems to be happy enough now. So Barrington, it will be to send it in. Looking for the header, McConville! 2-0 to the Seagulls. Excellent delivery from Luca Barrington. And a perfect header from McConville. Down low, past right. Didn't really stand a chance. Rose highest. And an expert finish into that left corner. Well, they've been threatening the Seagulls ever since they took the lead, really, to double their lead. And they've done just that now. Really, the only team asking the questions. They've broken forward a couple of times, Aston Villa. But it's the Seagulls who've looked most threatening. And they now do have the 2-goal lead. Well, all going to plan so far for Shannon Ruth's side, with just over 10 minutes left of this first half. And now we do see a slightly different reaction from Aston Villa. A bit more intensity about the way they're looking to break forward. Can they find a way back straight after the restart? Still going, this is O'Reilly. Into Rowe. Oh, and there's a really big block in there from the goal scorer of the second. And then it's Kellyman who gives away the free kick. Well, from one end to the other for McConville. Brilliant finish with his head. And then a really important block as Rowe hit it there. Cahill just ushers his teammates forward, as if to say, I'm going along with this one, and obliges. Gets an excellent connection on that. But Omani just looks to have knocked his head there. You can see Paul Johnson pointing to his head, so it may just be that he's got a slight cut. Seems to be okay initially. So this will give us a chance to run you through some of the other score lines this evening. Between Chelsea and Fulham, it's currently 1-1. Crystal Palace are winning away at Leeds 2-0. 2-0 here as well. Man City a goal to the good away at Arsenal. League leaders Spurs are 2-0 up away at Norwich, and Nottingham Forest are 2-1 up against Wolves. There has also been a suspension in the game between Leicester and Newcastle, which was 2-2 before it was suspended. And you're up to date. Feeney goes across to Smith. And now Aston Villa's hand very much forced with the 2-goal deficit. Can they find one back in this half? O'Reilly. Hussein has joined in from left full back. Good defensive work though from Nielsen, just to track his man, not letting him get out of his sight. Omani's back there helping out as well. Good work from Omani. Looking to emulate his countryman Evan Ferguson with the pathway from the under-21s through to the first team. And he's not really doing a bad job, is he? He's averaging just over a goal a game in the PL2 this season. 9 goals from 7 appearances. This is his 8th tonight. 2 goals off the PL2 top scorer before a ball was kicked tonight. Good pressing there from Slater, flying out to Barber.
Thank you, Jaden. We're good. Get in front, stay in front, Jacob. Stay in front.
It's a good first touch and turn away from trouble there from Kellyman. Maybe just a little bit further behind Hussein than he would have wanted, but matters not. Wasn't really under too much pressure. This is where the Seagulls have looked impressive. When they backed off, they've stayed disciplined in their formation off the ball. Kellyman stayed over on that far side for the time being. Gets it back from Irobanum. Again, look at those blue and white shirts almost moving in unison as they retreat. And McConville again stamps on that one at the expense of an Aston Villa corner. Go short this occasion. That's a good looking ball towards the back post. A bit too much on it though. Barber will try to get on the end of it. Slater is the one harrying. Did really well there, Slater. Able to win it back in the end as well. And then the good inside of the heel pass back to him from Moder. Just didn't give the Villa winger there any time to breathe or think, Slater, and then does well to win it back and find a ball across to Moder. So throw in deep in Brighton territory. Omani is there, you can see, just ahead of Baker Boatty, looking for the flick on perhaps. Was looking for the flick on into the hands of Tim Irobanum. Moder it is that gets us back underway. Walking pace once more for Kavanagh. Now the press comes in on McConville, but almost found a composed ball forward to Omani. Barber darting in now. This is Kellyman with the smart turn away from Jakub Moder and then just nipping at his heels there. Moder gives away the free kick, but there was a man over on that far side, so that can go down as one for the team. Well, they've had a few free kicks from this kind of range, Aston Villa. They have drawn a save or two from Killian Cahill as well. One especially stands out with the 2 firm hands to his right. So preparing himself again. It's Rowe who's over it once more. Can he find the back of the net this time? Rowe with it. Oh, another good save down to his right and low from Killian Cahill. That would have been really tricky. He was just catching it on the full there, just as it was hitting the deck again. Really good save that from Cahill. Now looking to find Slater on this near side. Didn't fancy the leap for that one, so Villa look to play it back into right. Right, we'll win it back high up again, but Shishane can't quite make the most of it, so Barber, look at those blue and white shirts again, converging on this near side. Superb work off the ball by the Albion. Baker Boerty then does well to get the free kick. It's going to be a yellow card for Rowe here. May have even heard there Paul Johnson just beckoning Teddy Rowe over. So Rowe in the book for Aston Villa. Don't forget Noel Atom also received a booking much earlier on, so he still needs to be careful of what proverbial tightrope as the Albion go back into Cahill. This is Atom now. Sliding challenge there from Kellyman isn't the greatest. The argument is that he's got something on the ball right at the end after he's got the man there. Man first, then ball, says Paul Johnson, which sounds about right. Even then, it was only the faintest of touches on top of the ball from Kellyman. So Moder's the short option here. Not too many takers though, so Atom goes long. And there's an infringement there from Feeney on Omani. Good jostling already between those two. Omani profiting now. Well, going in at half-time 2-0 up's not too bad, but if they can find a third here, that could well be curtains for Aston Villa. It's Baker Boerty with the delivery in towards McConville again. This time just stooping on top of his man. Was always going to be tricky to direct that goalwards. Continues to be a threat. The Northern Ireland under-19 player. Into added on time we go. Cahill does well to make sure and get that one out for the throw-in over there. O'Reilly just drops the shoulder well there to get away from Shishane, and then Nielsen gives away another free kick, which Rowe was in a rush to take, but Omani does well just to understand what's going on and get in the way. Play it out to this near side. And the Seagulls just looking to play out these final moments with the clean sheet intact. Moder this time goes in on Barber and again gives away the free kick. That's probably been the only slight blemish on the performance tonight from Shannon Ruth's side. Just giving away a few too many needless free kicks in their own half, but other than that, near perfect from the Seagulls. Been brilliant, an excellent department, every department really. Cahill with some good saves, overturning possession high up, and when they've needed to defend well, the Seagulls they have. Here's another player who's done so well, Slater into Baker Boerty. Does well to wriggle away from trouble and return it to Slater. Looks into the area, deflection on that. and it did go out for another corner. So one more chance for the Seagulls to extend their lead. But there may even be time for more than one chance as we come towards the end of the second minute, 4 added on. In again once more, this time unopposed, the headed clearance. Slater immediately gives it back to Baker Boety. Barrington stayed over there as well to help. That's another good looking ball, and Omani was the one looking to get his toe end on it. Oh, given away to Atom, who stayed up. Carves out a good ball into Luca Barrington. Wanted to hit it, but again, good sense just to hang on to it. And now play into, well, he was looking for Nielsen. Just a few too many ideas maybe running through Luca Barrington's mind there. But good work from Atom as he was looking to retreat to win it back. Moder over to McConville. Nielsen. Managing the game well here, right at the end of the first half, the Seagulls don't want to do anything silly and just knocking the ball around. But McConville is invited forwards here. Good ball in the channel to Nielsen. Decent ball in towards Omani. Oh, another good save from Wright. Second time he's thwarted Omani this evening. Full stretch, does get both hands to it. The ball in from Nielsen's brilliant, just behind him here. Really tricky technique to master that from Omani. Made it look pretty easy. And draws another impressive save from Wright. Another unforced error there from Aston Villa. Looking to continue with the element surprise. Omani goes down off in the challenge there. Nothing doing from Paul Johnson, so we will play on. We've had the 4 minutes that were signalled at the end of this first half, but perhaps just enough time for this last counter from Aston Villa. Another player who's had a really good first half is Rory McConville. And he is the player who scored the Seagulls' second, the first coming through Sami Shishane just after 10 minutes. Brighton looking good at half-time. Brighton and Hove Albion under 21s 2, Aston Villa 0. Well, welcome back for this second half on My Albion TV Live. In the PL2, Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Aston Villa 0 at the break. Nigh on perfect from Shannon Ruth's side. A few good saves in there from Killian Cahill. And as you can see, the Seagulls lining up their first substitute of the evening. Jack Hinchy coming on. Looks as though he's already grabbed the armband from Sami Shishane. And it is the end of the night for Jakub Moder. So half an hour last week on his return to action, and 45 minutes this week. More good minutes under the belt for Jakub Moder, and he looked pretty sharp in that first half. Big part of the performance, which sees the Seagulls leading 2-0 at half-time. And in all departments, as I said at the end of the first half, looking pretty impressive, the Albion. Goals from Sami Shishane just before the quarter of an hour mark, and then Rory McConville just over 10 minutes before the break. Give a scoreline that looks about right as we go into the second half. Aston Villa, as they were for so much of that first half, under pressure. Baker Bertie with the little flick back, which just couldn't find Marco Marni, who drew a couple of really good saves from right in the Villa goal. This is O'Reilly. Good backtracking there from Shishane initially. Keeps his eye on the ball, but then O'Reilly carries on. All across is cleared away, and then hammered clear by Nielsen. Omani again gets the decision as they renew their battle in the first half. Marco Marni and Josh Feeney. Paul Johnson just asking Josh Feeney to calm down a little bit before he has a proper word. You may have seen just on your screen there at half-time, signposting to the WSL game on Sunday. You can hear all those fireworks going off around us tonight. There's bonfire night action for Melissa Phillips' side on Sunday night against Manchester United. For all that, tomorrow Roberto De Zerbi's side travel up to Merseyside to take on Everton. Baker Boerty into Barrington, who's missed from all of 2 yards there somehow. Another brilliant move forward, this time Baker Boerty with the overlapping run and the pinpoint accurate cross. Barrington far from pinpoint accurate. Probably easier to score than miss there, but miss he does. Never mind though, here come the Seagulls again. This time it was Nielsen making strides in field. It's been relentless from the Seagulls so far tonight. It'd be good value if they do score another one.
Sammy, pin him right in. Yes, Mark, get involved. Go blue, please.
Shishane has made some movement. Also back there is score of the Seagulls' second, McConville. They do well to shift play over to that far side. Slater with the give and go maybe from Baker Boerty. Instead Baker Boerty goes into Shishane. Good possession again in Villa territory. Kavanagh, referee not happy with something. Well, this will be slightly concerning for Shannon Ruth. He's not one to stay down, Baker Boerty. He does look in quite a lot of pain there. Just as that marauding run with the offload just pulls up, that might be the hamstring. We'll have to wait and see, but had no other reason to go down there, so Not looking great for Baker Boerty. So looking to the bench, we've already seen Hinchy introduced tonight. The other more attacking options would be that of Louis Flower and Brodie Parts. Well, it's a sigh of relief that Baker Boerty is at least back on his feet. We'll soon find out if it's the end of his night, but at least he's able to make his way off the pitch unaided. Would be a blow though if Baker Boerty is out for any extended spell. Really bedded in nicely since he made that permanent move from Porto last summer. Had a successful spell on loan here before that. Look at that from Shishane. Expert touch as he turned away from trouble and then sends it down the line for Nielsen. Hinchy nods it into Barrington. Shishane just spreading out wide. Instead it was looking into O'Martney. Just couldn't get there ahead of Feeney, who read it. This is Crisane now, just trying to assert their authority here, Aston Villa. The good news is, as you can see there, Baker Boerty seems, touch wood, to have shrugged off that slight niggle that he picked up there, moving fairly freely.
Yes, James. Play with James. Play with James. Come in.
Feeney looking long. Chest control in there from Crisane, and then does well to push it forward into O'Reilly. With the ball in, Atom kept his eye on it, helps it on over to that far side. Barber now. Again, a couple of blue and white shirts around him, defending in packs, but it will be an Aston Villa corner. So another test then for the Seagulls defenders, who from the set pieces they've had to defend, done so well so far, but they've packed that 6-yard area. Cahill with his hands aloft. Good delivery again, this time it's Kavanagh away. Rowe completely slices it. McConville gets in the way, still bouncing around, and then straight at Cahill from Kellyman. And again, they stay composed enough, the Seagulls, in defence. Kellyman, I think he side-footed that in. May have been a slight nick on its way through to Cahill. Had his eyes on it the whole way, and then from back to front, Slater looking to get in here, and that's more good work from right in the Villa goal. Slater was about to pull the trigger there. Immaculate first touch as well. Certainly impressed on the left wing tonight so far, Jake Slater.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Hussein was looking for O'Reilly, but Barrington's been given a sniff here by Robertson. They just double up on him though there to win it back straight away. And then returning the favour, Nielsen and Shishane gather around Robertson there. Give away the free kick though. Weren't too happy with the decision, as you could probably tell there. Spread out over to the far side. Good work again from Slater. And then Hinchy knocks it over his shoulder for Baker Boerty to bring down to the deck. Good work again from Baker Boerty. Nielsen looking to shape it round the corner for Barrington. Just not enough on it. This is where, as I say, the Seagulls looking so impressive, just slotting back into shape, happy to drop off a touch and then look to press and force the issue. It's a good turn from Kellyman. O'Reilly now. Man over on this near side is Chrisane. Nielsen with his eyes fixed on the ball. O'Reilly gets the ball in across the byline. May have been a Brighton touch on that, there was. Aston Villa corner. So another set piece for the Albion to defend. Stood up to everything thrown at them so far. Another chance for Feeney and Smith to come up from the back here. Decent delivery into the danger zone again. I think it was McConville with the telling touch clear. And we'll play it back out to O'Reilly. Rowe just rolls it infield now to Irobenham. Good first touch to get it away from him and then back in. Barber it was trying to cut it back across goal. Just couldn't quite redirect it backwards. But it was good work from Irobenham, just played in there. First touch was good, then moves into the space in the area. He plays it across the 6-yard box and then Barber just can't keep it in. So McConville and Kavanagh the options there to go short, but driven forward in the end by Cahill. Overturned possession though, for a moment at least. This is Irobenham. Kellyman fancies a go here. Cahill didn't need to go either side again, straight at him, but he's had a couple of shies at goal in the last few moments as Kellyman. Hinchy decides to go back into Cahill. Turned out to be a decent enough option because McConville was the outlet. And then really good hold-up play from Omani. Question mark is whether Nielsen was offside, but the ball has dribbled out of play.
Sammy, you can go inside. Sammy, go inside. Teddy. Mark higher. Talk to him, don't fall, stand!
O'Reilly up against Nielsen. Ball has gone out of play.
Thank you, leave it alone. Tommy, just leave it alone.
And O'Reilly just bemoans his luck. He'll do well not to get involved with Nielsen there. Frustration to boil over. Plenty of movement ahead of Nielsen then, and it's Shishane who picks it up. All those outfield players again in the Villa half. Atom into Baker Boerty. Oh, look at that, wriggles away from trouble and kicks on here. Still going, Baker Boerty. No end product, but a really good drive forward there. Gained a good few yards there, Baker Boerty. No ill effects from that early moment where he just pulled up after a run. And in goes Nielsen. Feeney with the side-footed volley up towards halfway. Irobenham again now. He's been combative and industrious in midfield for the visitors. And there's space now here for Chrisane. Look at Shishane, goal scorer of Seagulls first, getting there. Chrisane, another stop from Killian Cahill. Was on the angle, has to get everything behind it though. Preserve the clean sheet as we approach the hour mark. his eyes on it there, Cahill. Cut off the angle at his near post.
Please throw, gents, let's go. Please throw. Lino, come on. Guys, we need someone to take it, come on. Let's go, Blues.
Well, they haven't kept a clean sheet, the Seagulls, in their last 4 outings. Last time they did was a goalless draw in the EFL Trophy back in September. So it'd be great to keep hold of that as well as the 3 points. They'll do well to keep the clean sheet here, because this is more looking to cut it back to Kellyman. Just dwelled on it a bit too much there. Chance not finished just yet though. Irobenham. O'Reilly. Looking to keep this attack alive. Now Rowe. Feeney trying to step away from Baker Boerty. So now a rare foray forward for all the Villa outfield players into the Seagulls half. But again, look at the shape from the Seagulls, look at the universal movement as they try to stick to their men. Barrington and Nielsen this time trying to get the better of Irobenham. Nielsen gets something on it and behind for the corner. More good defending though from the Seagulls. Okay, he'll get something on it, but nodded home after Paul Johnson's whistle. Well, Cahill never looked favourite. Looks as though he's just being shoved off it there. Well, I'm sure from an Aston Villa point of view, they all claim that as being relatively soft. So Louis Flower now making his way on. Looking to see who it is that has made their way off. There we go. It's Noel Atton actually. Just wandering along back towards the dugout on this near side on that yellow card from the first half. So perhaps now the Seagulls into a back 4 with Slater, Nielsen, McConville and Kavanagh. We'll see. And Flower able to help out O'Mahony, who's just drifted out to this near side. Does really nicely again just to draw the foul. And it also results in a yellow card for O'Reilly.
From a free kick, it's 10 yards. It's 10 yards. For a caution.
Well, the inquiry continues from the Aston Villa contingent.
The keeper's got the ball in his hand, and you're telling me I've got to be
I think their qualm is with potentially how long Killian Cahill has taken. Nielsen with the layoff. Shane sends it down the far side, and Flower always looks the more likely to get there. Good hold-up play. Barrington and Nielsen are the reinforcements. McConville, that's a really smart ball forward in the channel. Shane looking in to the middle, towards the back post. Right table to claim. Shane scampering back. That's another miscue ball forward. Take anything away from that volley touch though from Kavanagh. Just cushions it over into the path. Slater on that far side. Well, just over an hour played, and very mature display from Shannon Ruth's side so far. Just joining us, the goals in the first half coming from Sami Shishane first. Well taken finish, edge of the area, and then a good headed finish from McConville to make it 2 just before half time. They're looking to halve the deficit here through Richards. That kind of sums up their night so far. Plenty of half chances, and they have let fly, just not quite enough behind their efforts. That one goes wide as well from Richards. So McConville and Kavanagh again split as the short options, but Cahill fires it long. Flower able to occupy the space and just pick that up. O'Mahony, good play out to Barrington, faced up by Crusade, just took his eye off the ball, gets that wrong there. O'Mahony does everything he can to try and reach it, but no matter, because McConville can surge forward here, just waiting for the run perhaps of Nielsen there. Able to find him eventually. Look at all this space now for Hinchy. Little trot forward from Kavanagh before he finds Hinchy. Turns immediately looking forward. Good positive play from Hinchy. Good ball in from Barrington, repelled as far away as Hinchy. This is where the Seagulls have done so well to win the ball back high up tonight. They've done it again. Flower straight at right. Well, how many times have we seen that tonight? Just not giving Villa any time or space in their own half. And then before you know it, an effort at goal. This time it's Flower on the angle, draws another good save from right.
Don't go all away. Watch his body shape. Ben, Teddy, watch his body shape.
So just under 25 minutes of the 90 to go. Can they make it 3 here, the Seagulls? Away as far as Slater. First time ball was looking to find the taker again, Baker Boerty. Doesn't get it right when he gets back, but does well to sprint back and recover. Just occupy that right back position temporarily. Todd Alcock is coming on for Aston Villa to replace Teddy Rowe, one of the Villa players on a yellow card. Todd Alcock, who in the game against Charlton last time out scored direct from a corner. So I wonder if Brighton will be aware of that the next time set piece comes up. First touch isn't the best though. Todd Alcock. Well, yeah, this is where the frustration is starting to build from the players and staff from the Midlands. Just arguing that Cahill taking a little longer than he needs to from the goal kicks. Eventually sends it up towards halfway. Nipping at the heels of Richards there. Oh, the Albion free kick. So Tottenham still 2 goals to the good as well. At home means they're looking to make it 6 on the bounce. 7 points clear of Arsenal in second as it stands. Brighton would jump up a few spots if the score stays the same, up to 4th as things stand in the PL2. Shishane looks to pick it up from the throw. Big appeals from both sets of players. Aston Villa throw. As I mentioned at the outset today, apart from that opener here against Leeds, the Seagulls have gone unbeaten in the league at home, so they're looking to continue that good run of form. Robenham, let's fly, deflection just wide. Well, he's looked solid all evening, put a shift in. For a moment, I thought the net was going to bulge there. Just opened up really nicely for Robenham, trying to shape it into that far corner, narrowly wide. But again, it is another shot from distance, so the blue and white shirts organised enough. Slater will drive on there. Now Flower and Omani the furthest forward. Right, just rolls it out of his feet. And that's a good ball clipped forward to O'Reilly, the skipper. Good layoff there as well into Crisane. Moore has continued his run, but Hinchy kept his eyes on it. Just showed a bit too much of that there to Todd Alcock. Hang on to it for now. Good work from Flower there, and Hinchy can drive on. There's a Brighton player down. Play goes on for now. Into the space for Shishane. First time ball across. Backtracking there was Barber. Slater will watch it go out. Came off a Villa man last, and it does mean the Brighton player who's down can receive some treatment, and also a yellow card for Feeney. So the yellow card starting to rack up. Rowe is off the pitch now. He was booked earlier. Captain O'Reilly also in Paul Johnson's book, and now Josh Feeney. Trying to cushion it back into Slater. Thrown into Baker Boatty, slipped away into a bit of space and looked for the offload to Flower, but running out of space over there. Robenham head down there, that was late. From Jack Hinchy, nothing too malicious, but the yellow card is out again. It's the captain Hinchy who's the latest to go into Paul Johnson's book. So the Seagulls slot into shape. Looking forward there is a Robenham. Now over to Feeney. Pocket of space here now for Barber. 3 blue and white shirts around him. Slater closest to him. And they just barge him off the ball, but keep it in play and fairly. Immediately looking to spring the attack with Omani. Did just bounce off the Ireland under-19 international, so Villa thrown on that far side. Kellyman, square into Robenham. Kellyman once more. So many blue and white shirts in position though. Will they be able to win it back again? Crisane, he will have a go, and another smart save to his right from Cahill. There have been a few from him, to be fair, this evening. Cahill's dealt with absolutely everything thrown at him. This time it's Crisane who moved forward, and yet another strong couple of hands to his right from Cahill. Corners are where Villa have looked most likely. You can see how they're trying to pack the 6-yard box. And that's where it's sent. Another imposing header from Rory McConville though. He's had a cracking night, marked it with a goal as well, McConville. Baker Boerty looking to set free Omani, just a tad too much on it. And Wright was able to spring from his area to knock that one forward. Again, the Seagulls just looking to goad forward the Villa front line and make the most of this kind of space in the gaps between. Shishane pings one out to the far side. Good first time ball in from Slater. Has Barrington stayed on side? He has not. With a quarter of an hour to play. Just joining us, Brighton have Albion 2, Aston Villa 0 in the PL2. Both goals in the first half. Also 45 minutes for Jakub Moder as he continues his recovery from that knee injury that kept him out for 18 months. Another good performance from him, looking pretty sharp, getting stuck in. Kellyman trying to find O'Reilly. And then because he couldn't, maybe a little bit annoyed with himself, so just goes in on McConville there. So Brodie Park will come on for the final quarter of an hour here. Baker Boerty trudges off. Brodie Park making his third Premier League appearance tonight since his move from Basingstoke in the summer, where he was very highly rated by the first team and academy manager. Made his first team debut there at age 16. He's got Basingstoke running through his blood. He was a mascot at 2 years old as well. Don't ask me any more than that. The earlier substitute Flower again closing the Villa defenders down on that occasion.
In front of it. No foul. No foul. No foul.
Park trying to win it back from O'Reilly. Just now they had done for a moment, but Arobinon goes over there to help out. Moore trying to hold it up. And again, nipping at his heels, McConville.
Just Ben, you have to me. You have to me. Thank you, Ben. Super.
Neat flick there from Kellyman to find Arobinon. Just need to start playing the ball around with a bit more zip here, the visitors, if they are going to find a way back into this game. Feeney just rolling the ball with his studs and then clipping one forward. Too much on it for Barber. And you think now with just over 10 minutes of the 90 to go, dare I say, it just becomes about the clean sheet now for the Seagulls. Add that bit of gloss onto it. Cahill will be the most frustrated if they do concede, having made a few impressive stops already tonight. Nielsen, oh, he was tackled late there. Seems to be okay though. Kasper Nielsen, he's appeared in all 8 Premier League 2 games, including this one. Now in his 4th season with the club after that move from Malmo in 2020. Made his Sweden under-21 debut early in the year as well against Scotland. That's his only under-21 appearance for the national side as well, much like Killian Cahill. Just the one Ireland under-21 cap to his name. Kellyman continuing to drop deep to try and make something happen. Took a nick on its way through from Park, who then flicks a header on towards Omani. Look at Omani driving in there. Fair challenge, Brodie Park. Looking to send away Omani, but just wasn't anticipating that ball forward. Neither was Louis Flower. Rolling ball spotted there by Paul Johnson. So it looks as though Brodie Park, who can play up top, will just see this one out on this near side the right, with O'Mahony and Flower leading the line. And then that back four, as I say, Nilsson on the right, Slater on the left, with Kavanagh and McConville in the middle. Brings it down well there, does Crisay. Kellyman. Substitute Alcock, looking to spray it out right. Fancy footwork from Barber, but Slater only has eyes for the ball. Barely put a foot wrong as well this evening, Jake Slater. Good work there from Nilsson, committed but fair challenge once again, and then head down on this near side. Kellyman is recovering to make the challenge.
Just away from the sun, please, yeah? You're in the middle of nobody. Well done, team. Come on, one goal. Well done, Mali. Good, Rico, good.
So on comes Ben Broggio, and off goes Rico Richards.
Yes, please. Ready, team.
Broggio, who does have one goal to his name this season, scored on his PL2 debut against Derby County in September. Signed his scholarship just before the start of the season. Brodie Park just drifting slightly offside there.
Yes, please.
Well, the stoppage here, just because Cahill not happy with something. A lot of the Aston Villa players perhaps think he's just feigning injury, but here we see the opener from tonight, Shishane, who really gives Wright no chance. Emphatic finish from the edge of the area. And then an equally superb finish from McConville. Towering header into the corner.
Yes, please, gents, let's go.
Well, elsewhere, plenty of goals since I last told you about the Tottenham game. So they were 2-0 up at home, away to Norwich City, sorry. Scoreline now, as they approach injury time in East Anglia, Norwich City under 21s 3, Tottenham Hotspur under 21s 3. So plenty of goals there. Not quite as much chaos here, which I'm sure will please Gary Dicker and Shannon Ruth, as there's a stumble in there from Kellyman. Shishane. So much space in here for Barrington. Can he find the third here? Oh, just over. Well, another good break. This time it was unfortunate from a Villa point of view with the stumble. But Barrington's effort always rising.
Men, don't go all the way. Just watch the body shape when they're approaching the ball. Let's go, Blues, please. No more warnings. Come on, Raf! Good tip.
Flower in for 3. Oh, good save for Wright. And he gets a decent connection on it with the header, Flower. It was straight at Wright. Immediately, Villa spring an attack down the other end in towards Moore. Fairly routine claim there for Cahill. Cahill leathers that one into the Villa half. Feeney does well to bring it down because that came down with snow on it. Bit of space here for Smith to open up into. Hussein. Look at the backtracking again though from Omani. Incredible work there. Just so easily stay in position and wait for the ball to flood forward, but even with just over 5 minutes of the game to go, sprinting back to help his teammates. So Inigo Idiakes, the Aston Villa under-21's boss, just getting a warning there. Just straying offside. Assistant on this near side, decent view of it across there. Slightly clumsy from Brody Park. He'll be aware of it now though. Robinham into Alcock. Decent tempo about this break forward. Alcock looking for more. McConville on hand again. One of the many Brighton contenders for player of the match tonight. Got another wave of Aston Villa attack to deal with. O'Reilly on the edge of the box. Robinham went down. And Omani again. Some cracking hold-up play. Goes one better as well to bring Nielsen into play. Surging forward, he's got players outside of him. Well, he was hoping that Brody Part had continued the run on the right. This is Smith, up to O'Reilly. Hussein, he's continued his run, O'Reilly, but not for the first time tonight. Loads of blue and white shirts around him. They win it back though. Moore, back to goal. Looking for O'Reilly for one back. They have half the deficit. Well, makes this final 3 minutes of the 90 very interesting. Really good work from O'Reilly. Kellyman feeds it into Moore. Good run through the gap. And he places it past Cahill. Leading by example, the Villa captain. And now there's a bit of jeopardy about this. Seagulls well and truly cruising at 2-0. Now a different dimension to the final 3 minutes of the 90. Nielsen goes long. Again, Part nowhere near it really. So no clean sheet again. All about hanging on for the 3 points now for Shannon Ruth and Gary Dicker. Feeney over to Barber. Back into Feeney now. Outside of the boot, forward from Robinham there. That's nice. O'Reilly just trying to skip away from a few challenges. See how vexed Jack Hinchy is with that decision. But either way, this is a Villa free kick, which the Seagulls are lucky they weren't allowed to take quickly because they had just switched off from the set piece. Need to stay alert for the final 90 seconds or so here, plus the added on time. They do go short again. They were switched off for a moment. Hadn't learnt the lesson, but will they keep the ball out? Moore, back heel in towards the substitute Broggio. A bit more aimless. We haven't seen too much of that this evening, apart from a few loose passes on this near side in the last few moments. The Seagulls normally finding a decent pass forward. All of a sudden, all hands to the pump. O'Reilly led from start to finish. Robenham's had a decent night as well. Just blocked off there by Hinchy. Now then, Park. O'Mahony is wrestling for the ball. So good from O'Mahony just to hold off the challenge and then win the free kick. And more importantly, it eats up a good few seconds as we tick towards 90 minutes played. Barrington and Park were the most interested. Now it's just Barrington standing over this one. Nielsen ordered back by Barrington, and that is late from Moore on McConville. Imagine he's just playing the advantage here, because that did seem late on McConville. Just hobbles back, gritting his teeth and getting on with it before Kavanagh robs Moore of the ball and then plays a ball down towards Park. It's good to gain the territory there more than anything from Kavanagh. Did it well. Into added time we go. So we will have at least 5 minutes added on at the end here. Seagulls just looking to see this one out. Be a brilliant 3 points off the disappointing defeat away at Arsenal last weekend, and it would also continue a good home run of form in the league. But this is Crisane. That's a good looking low ball in. Wasn't far away from Moore either. Kavanagh does just about enough to put him off, and even better than that, Brighton goal kick. Well, they were never thinking about going short here. Cahill winding up for a long one. Flower is over there, over his head, so straight out it goes. O'Mahony giving chase. Barrington's not too far away as well. Park scampers back over to this near side, but Smith can find Feeney. To their credit, Villa still plugging away. And looking that bit more likely that they can grab a point here. Right at the end. Good first touch there from Crisane to bring it in field, away from Nielsen. Then the offload into Robenham. O'Reilly, the goal scorer for Aston Villa. Brody Park doing the hard yards there defensively. Kellyman. Lots of blue and white shirts around him again, but he's picked it up once more, edge of the area. Was there a foul in there? The referee waves play on. Can Brighton do enough to manufacture a ball clear? Three minutes elapsed of the added on time. At least a couple to go. O'Reilly, fleet-footed O'Reilly, still going, gets the cut back. This time it's Shashane who gets in the way, and Nielsen who smashes it forward to O'Mahony. It just bounces off Smith there. A rare decision that goes against O'Mahony. He's won the lion's share of those kind of decisions tonight. And Robenham just rides a couple of challenges Brought down illegally by Brody Parts. So Rovenham just taking his time to get to his feet. Alcock is over this one, as I say, in their last game in the EFL Trophy against Charlton. He scored direct from a corner. Just wonder if he'll be looking at Killian Cahill a few yards off his line. Instead just floats it in to the danger zone. Header towards the back post. Well watched though by Cahill, who with a sigh of relief is able to dive on top of that one. No prizes for guessing where this one is going. Brilliant connection forward. Omani gets something on it as well. Good amount of yards on that kick out from Cahill. And it is the last action of a brilliant 3 points for Shannon Ruth's side. Shakes hands with Inigo Idiarquez. Was made interesting at the end. O'Reilly pulled a goal back, but the damage was done in the first half. First of all, Sami Shishane just after 10 minutes with a really well taken finish into the left corner. And then just as good a finish from Rory McConville 10 minutes before the break from the set piece, mean that it finished here. Albion 2, Aston Villa 1.